What's up, everybody? Mastic here, and today we're going to be having a discussion about Palworld and Pokemon. So I keep seeing everywhere about how Pokemon and Palworld are just like Palworld's just copying Pokemon, and I'm here to explain to you today why Palworld is not copying Pokemon. I'm sick and tired of this rhetoric that that Palworld is copying Pokemon because very, very, very few of the pals even look identical or close to identical to a lot of Pokemon. And even then, you can brush off a lot of those similarities. So today we're going to be going through a lot of different pals and a lot of Pokemon that people are comparing them with. And we're going to discuss how these are different and not at all the same. So I think we're going to start off with some of the ones that make more sense. So this one down here is a very good one. Anubis and Lucario. Okay, they're both based off of Anubis, and to be honest with you, Palworld's Anubis did it better. I'm gonna be honest. Palworld's Anubis did it better. Okay, Dire Howl and Lycanroc. They're based off of a wolf. They're gonna look like a wolf. That's what a lot of these Pokemon PAL comparisons come down to, is they're both based off of the same animal, so of course they're gonna at least look a little bit similar. Okay? And then if you take Dire Hall and Lycanroc, right? Completely different color schemes, right? Dire Howl's kind of got like a lion mane thing going on. Okay, and then you have this one, Wixen and Brazen. I think that's the name. Blaziken, I think. No, not Blaziken. I know who Blaziken is. I can't remember the name of that, but it's Finnegan's Evolution. Not at all similar. I mean, like, yeah, they're a bipedal fox wizard, but I mean, I feel like Wixen's more like Delphox than it is Brazen. So why not use Delphox as the comparison for this instead of Brazen? I don't know. That one is a little bit similar. I do kind of see that a little bit, but at the same time, they're like completely different color palettes too. Okay, Wumbo Botan and Tangrowth. Really? Do I even need to explain this one? Do I even need to explain it? These are not at all the same. And I think the reason why people think Pokemon and PALs are the same thing is because Palworld has the Pokemon style down for every single one of their guys. So it's not hard to compare these things to Pokemon, because they're in what I like to call the Pokemon style. So yeah, they're gonna at least look a little bit like Pokemon. They're in that cartoonishy Pokemon style. Okay, here we got some more. Okay, Cinderace and the Raboot guy, or whatever his name is. These ones, I do kind of admit, they look vastly similar. Okay, that one, I do give that one a pass, because they do look quite similar. But at the same time, they're a rabbit. There's only so many things that you can really do with a rabbit. There's only so many things that you can do with a sheep. There's only so many things that you can do with a fucking long noodle thing. Right? And there are over 1,000 Pokemon. There are going to be things in other games that look like Pokemon. Okay? And Pokemon themselves have stolen shit from other series. Okay? Dragon Quest, for example. And it's very obvious that they stole a lot from Dragon Quest. Okay? But Pokemon is still its own separate thing, and we can separate it from Dragon Quest because they're two totally different games. I believe that this is the same thing that is happening here with Palworld and Pokemon. They're in that same style. They look vastly similar because they're supposed to look a little bit similar, because it's supposed to register with you that this game is a survival game with Pokemon in it, essentially. It's Ark, but with Pokemon instead of fucking dinosaurs. That's what it is. Okay? And then we have this one, Dinosum and Goodra. Dinosum is the little plant dragon thing. Gudra is a slime dragon. They're not even based off of anything similar. The only reason why people say that they look similar is because of these little flaps that come down off of the fucking thing. Okay? Jorgmuntide and Gyarados. They're a serpent. They're a sea serpent. You can only really do a sea serpent so many different ways. You can only do a sea serpent so many different ways. Okay? Ozarobe and Superior. Okay? It's a long fucking noodle thing. And I'm pretty sure, okay, because I'll see a lot of things whenever Pokemon fans compare pals. One thing that I see that they do a lot is they'll take like 2-3 different Pokemon and then fuse them together to justify that that's why that pal looks like 3 Pokemon combined. It's like if you took 3 different Pokemon and you combined all their features together, they're not gonna look like a Pokemon. You can't just be like, yeah, well, Ozarobe is superior, but they gave him Prismarina's ribbon. You can't mix 3 different fucking Pokemon to then compare it to something. You're taking a massive stretch with that. That's what you're doing. You're reaching. Okay? Here's another comparison that I see a lot. And this is Galarian Meowth and Grimtail. Grimtail is based off of the Cheshire Cat. And if you don't know the Cheshire Cat's face, okay, as long as I can spell cats, okay, so if we look at the Cheshire Cat's face, oh my god, would you look at that? It looks awfully similar to Grimtail. Meowth is also bipedal and brown. Grimtail is on all fours and is fucking purple with 2 tails. Not at all Galarian Meowth. It doesn't even have any type of coin or anything to go with it to even signify that it was even based off of Meowth. Right? Some of these I can see they definitely took a little bit from Pokemon. Right? Like Anubis Lucario. They do look similar. So I could also see them taking a little bit of creative liberty from Pokemon because they're also trying to get these creatures to register at least a little bit in your brain Pokemon. They want you to make that association. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people are reaching big time. And like here's this. Snorlax's face with teeth flipped? Really? It's a fucking cow. It's a cow. It's not at all Snorlax. And what, you can't just have something sleeping? And really? Not at all Empoleon's design theme. Empoleon, a trident. This dude whose name I can't really remember right now is obviously a fucking pirate captain based off of the pirate hat it is wearing. Okay, here's another one that I see a lot. It is Fangalope and Cobalion. Okay, these ones, yeah, they look really similar. Okay, I will definitely give you that. They do look very, very, very similar. Okay. You know, like you do kind of got the white tufts and the pretty much the same color scheme. So this one, I can see this is one of those ones kind of like Anubis where it's based kind of probably off of the Pokemon and a real life, you know, animal as well. They probably did take a little bit from Pokemon because like I said, they're trying to get Pokemon to register with you. And then here's another thing that I see a lot is you'll see the very common comparisons, right? Like with Anubis and Lucario. And then you'll see the same creature, but with a different Pokemon comparison. Like, here's the Verdash, that's his name. Now they're comparing it to Leafeon instead of Cinderace. So which one is it? Is it Leafeon or is it Cinderace? Okay? And then right here, King Paka and Empoleon. I thought that other penguin guy was Empoleon, not King Paka. And why is King Paka Empoleon? Empoleon is a fucking penguin. King Paka is a king alpaca. That is a fucking crown. A duh. Okay, and then here's one of those fusion examples. Charmander and Vulpix fuse together, then you get Fluxspark. You can't be like, well, it looks like this and this and this mixed. Because it probably looks like its own fucking thing if it's 5 different things mixed together. Like, come on now. Okay, and then here's another one of those stretch ones, just like with the Muzarina and the Snorlax. Lavander and Mewtwo? Really? Lavander practically looks like a fucking prostitute, okay? Literally has, like, undies on. And you're saying it looks like Mewtwo. Okay? The only thing that I would say looks like Mewtwo in this game is that unreleased Dark Mutant that looks a lot, very suspiciously like Mega Mewtwo. Why? Okay, here you got Jetragon and then Latios and Latias. It's a jet dragon. They're based off of the same thing. They're going to look similar. That is really what all of this comes down to. Oh, yeah. So here's one of the ones that I seen that was where I seen a lot of Pokemon fans mixing like 3 different Pokemon to make it look like Astagon. I've heard that Astagon looks like Mega Aggron mixed with Zekrom mixed with like some other fucking dude. And I'm like, you can't mix 4 of them to then make it look like something else. Is this one comparing? Oh my god. What the fuck? How is this at all similar? I mean, it's like you cannot tell me that this is not a stretch. This is a stretch. Okay? And then here is this little thing. I've seen 2 comparisons to Grizzle, and that is Pikachu and Electabuzz. And I think I know the reason why you register each of those in your brain with Griswold. Okay? The Electabuzz example is pretty self-explanatory. They both have a black lightning bolt in the center of their chest. I think that that's where that massive comparison comes from and clicks with a lot of people. They have that black lightning bolt on the chest. The reason why I think a lot of people associate it with Pikachu is that Grisbolt is a little bit like the poster child for Palworld. So it's poster child compared to poster child, right? So I don't know. That's just kind of my whole thoughts on this whole Pokemon Palworld thing. I think it's a little stupid. I feel like we should just let game companies be creative and make good games. Games have just steadily declined more and more so downhill. It seems like every single year. So I just kind of wanted to give you my thoughts on this and kind of hopefully explain at least a little bit why I think that PALs and Pokemon are 2 totally different things. Aside from the fact that there are obviously 2 different styles of games, one being a turn-based RPG and one being a survival game, right? And I mean, the Pokemon Company itself seems to not even have a problem with Palworld. So I don't see why everybody else has a problem with it, it seems. So, my name is Mastic, and I will see y'all in the next one.